John Williams. So Dr. D'Angelo's Radical Pedagogy article, to sum it up, is an article about the guidelines on how to become a better, person, teacher, student when it comes to social justice topics. And it talks a lot about taking what you like things you've preconceived and throwing them out the window, and like really trying to understand what's happening, especially from a point of view of where you stand socially. So me as a white male, I don't experience a lot of things that a lot of people do in their everyday lives. And what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to use these guidelines for, is to better understand that, is to be understand, like, I don't have it necessarily so bad compared to someone else. And the guidelines give you that framework to understand that person. And two of the big guidelines for me is, the first one I liked was the guideline number 2, that everyone has an opinion and not all opinions are the same as informed knowledge. This is a huge one, because especially in the classroom, is, there's going to be someday a student comes in and talks to you, especially when you get like the 9-year-olds. They're really, really curious. They come in and talk to you and they say, hey, this is what I think. And you got to step back and be like, wow, that's really not how it is. But you can't just wreck their point of view like that, because that might be the only world they know. So it's a real nurturing situation for them, where you got to be like, okay, that's how you think, but let me help you see how it really is. So it's like, you don't want the child to form an opinion around something that's wrong, but you also want them to be able to think for themselves. So it's a real careful, delicate situation. That's what I think is going to be really challenging as a teacher. The other one is number 5, guideline number 5, that recognize how your social position informs your reactions to your instructor and those whose work you study in the course. To kind of take that into a teaching perspective, as a white male, I realize that my social position is a lot better than a lot of people's. And the sooner I realize that and try to dismantle that for myself, at least, the easier it'll be for me to have conversations with students that aren't in the same social position I am, and that that are struggling. And then I can take a step back and say, well, I don't have the same situation as you. Let me help you through it, because I'm trying to take the time to learn your situation, and understanding that not everyone has the same kind of life as me is a big step into becoming a better human and a better teacher. Because once I get a classroom and I have 20 students, I just receive 20 more lives that I have to help nurture and take care of and understand. So when I can understand that those other 20 lives may not live the same life I do, the sooner I can become an ally to them. So lastly, potential strategies and approaches for meeting guidelines during the semester that I want to work on is, let's say we're having a conversation in class and I don't necessarily agree with something. Just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean it's right. But what I want to work on is, instead of trying to get defensive and battle that point that someone made in the class, I want to step back, maybe calm myself before introducing myself into the conversation, and really understand and take time to investigate what they're saying, I guess, for lack of a better word, and really try to get a grasp of how they think. That's a huge one I've always wanted to work on, and this article really opened my eyes to how I am not the best at doing that. The other one is the let go of anecdotal evidence. A big pet peeve is using a one-time experience to justify the whole situation, and that happens a lot. And it's I'm even guilty of it, which is hypocritical, but it happens to everyone. And the sooner I realize, I guess, that I'm doing it, the better for me, because that's something I really want to let go, and I really want to start researching situations more so I can give educated answers and responses to what people are saying. Anyways, thank you for listening to my video. This has been my lean-in video. Thank you.